Every time I think about her, I'm in pain. Just can't seem to get her out my fucking brain. Haven't seen her and it's driving me insane.
So guys, for this video, I wanted to do something that I don't think anyone else has ever done in this platform before. I wanted to create yet another something that I thought would be cool and unique. And so guys, I decided to ask my entire server to DM me if they didn't know much about 3-cat spam or if they were looking for help with 3-cat spam. I said I would teach a random 9 amount of people, which is the amount of people that can fit in a game besides you, and is also the amount of people that can fit in a Discord group chat besides you. And soon enough, guys, I found my 9 people I was going to use, and it was hectic, but it was also really fun. We spent nearly 2 hours in a game, and I taught them everything I know about 3-cat spam. So if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like on it, and also subscribe for more things like this in the future. I would like to do more videos like this. I think it was really fun, and it was definitely a really cool experience. So hope you guys do enjoy it, and let's go ahead and get right into the video. So everybody right now, go ahead and tell me what your sensitivity is in chat. I'll be looking at the chat. Just tell me what you guys have as your sensitivity. 15, 48, 15, 69, nice, 20, 80, 47, 46, 30. Okay, 23. So out of all of you guys, how many of you have aim assist on? Just say if you have it on or not. Just say yes or no. So, do me a favor, everybody, turn off your aim assist. First things first, I want to talk about what 3-cat spam is. So, obviously, you guys know, you know, it's called 3-cat spam, but a lot of people do 3-cat spam, 4-cat spam, 5-cat spam. Even I know people who just 2-cat spam. So, you combine weapon categories together to do some sort of, like, repeated shots that you use in competitive fighting. If you look at me, this is just an example, you know, just 3-cat spam. It looks like this. And you take most of the time it's your backup, your sniper, and your special. Those are the main ones that people use. I also have the mage one in there. It kind of acts like Ice King. I like it. It works, so I use it as a 4-cat spam. So the first thing that I want you guys to do is I want you to tell me if you prefer higher up sensitivity or lower sensitivity. I want to tell you guys that lower sensitivity is better for 3-cat spam. It will definitely be better. It's easier to be accurate with. Higher sensitivity is good to be accurate with if you're aiming help. Aiming help is good for higher sensitivity. But if you had aiming help on, be sure to turn it off. And I would recommend using a sensitivity from 30 or from 20 to 40, whatever you think is in your range. If you prefer really high up, then go to 40. If you prefer lower down, go around 20. I personally use 29 sensitivity, so I use like right smack in the middle. That's just what I personally use. Again, lower sensitivity is probably going to be better. It's more accurate, especially for long distance. On maps like Nuketown, lower sensitivity is going to be good. On this, if you're doing like free-for-alls are sometimes better for higher up sensitivity. Higher sensitivity might be good for FFAs because you do have to switch around really fast, or if you're doing clan versus clan where you have to, you know, turn around and shoot someone behind you who's playing no sides, then that could be something where you would want to use higher sensitivity for. I personally do use 2 different sensitivities. I main on 23 for most games that I play on, but if I'm doing like a private FFA, like no armor, then I will use somewhere around like 50. Also, Quids, can you stop killing people? You guys can learn 2 different sensitivities, whatever works better for you. I like lower. That's what I use for my main. So if you guys haven't done so already, set your sensitivity somewhere from 20 to 40, whatever you prefer, and we're gonna go ahead and practice your aiming with that. I will have one of you guys go at a time, and then I'll have one of you guys go at a time to try and track and kill me. I'll just be doing like regular strafing side to side. I'm gonna use an 85 mobility because I don't have a 100. I do have a 90, but I'm gonna start you guys off with the basic. I'm gonna use 85 mobility. So Alright, so the first thing we're going to be talking about, guys, is your movement. Movement is really, really important for 3-cat spam for a lot of reasons. For one, when you're 3-cat spamming, if you're fighting 1v1 up against someone, their goal obviously is to kill you, and if you're standing still, or if you're not strafing that well, or if you create a pattern, which we'll get into after, if you create a pattern, it can also cause issues for you. You guys want to make sure that you're strafing either in like a completely random thing that you're not even thinking about, or you can sort of determine how the other player is playing and counter their movement with your own strafe. So for example, Robo, if you'd do a favor for me, just go underneath the tunnel there and then rocket jump out, and then I'll look at your movement the way you rocket jump out and I'll try and counter it. So what a lot of people tend to do when they rocket jump out, right? They'll run out, go like this, and they'll shoot a gun wherever you are. A lot of the times they'll move to the side. They won't just, you know, rocket jump straight up from underneath the tunnels. They'll often do something like this where they go to the side here and then they do their strafing. What you want to do is look when they run out, specifically for pools, there are only 3 places they can run out, you know. For you guys, what you're seeing, they can come out there, they can come out like on like this area here, or they can come out over here. What you want to do is pay attention, like, you know, maybe within the first 3 kills or the first 6 kills, whatever it takes, they'll probably come out from all 3 holes already. You want to look what they tend to do when they run out. Sometimes they'll go over here even, and that's usually harder to counter because they do have the walls here that you can shoot. But if they're coming out and they're just rocket jumping to the side like this, usually what is a lot easier for them to do is if you're going in the same direction as they are. So like if I just follow Robo here, right? If I just do exactly what he does, it's a lot easier to hit him that way because my crosshair is easier to keep on him. But if you're moving side to side and he's doing the side to side strafing as well, it does not keep your crosshair on him, hence making it harder for him to be able to hit you. Now when someone rocket jumps out, if you move in the complete opposite direction as them, it will also be a little bit easier for them to hit you as well because they only have to do like a little like look to the left movement and then shoot you from across the map. So the same sort of goes for if you're going like in the same direction as they are. You just want to go, I would say at first in the opposite. So like when they rocket jump up, you want to move in the opposite direction they are, and then just move over in the same direction as they are as well, because when you rocket jump out, if they see that you went to the opposite direction, they'll start to move your screen over to you and they'll try and hit you. But if you then move to the opposite direction as well, they're moving in the exact opposite direction as you are, so you become out of their range of shot, so they won't hit you. That's something that I tend to do a lot for rocket jumpers. If you see Robo, just rocket jump and then try and kill me when you rocket jump. Go down there and just RJ. I move out of the way, and then you saw I moved in the exact opposite direction, and then I moved in the same one. So what he does at that point, now Robo, do what I'm saying here. So when I rocket jump out, move in the opposite direction as me, and then I'll look over to where you just tried to move to, but at that point you're already moving in the opposite direction, so you won't be near their crosshair. So try and do that on me really quick. I'll try and hit you. Oh. Go on up. Okay, hold on. Let me die so I can actually simulate this here. I'm gonna try and kill. Oh, I spawned underneath you. Okay, so I'm just gonna rocket jump out here, and I'm gonna try and hit you. Hopefully I don't hit anybody else. Oh, well. Okay, that's what we're gonna try and improve today. So we're gonna try and improve that. What I want you guys to practice really quick is basic side-to-side strafe. Just try and practice your basic side-to-side movement. The higher mobility you have, the easier it is to strafe. I would use somewhere like, if you have the catchback, you can use that. If you have 90 mobility, you can use that. I'm using the chainsaw 85 mobility. So you guys just want to get used to a side-to-side movement. Now try adding some randomness to it, where you go to the left a little longer, and then you go to the right maybe a little longer, or just really short one way and then back in the other direction. That creates the randomness to it. You don't even want to think about it. Now what I want you guys to do really quick is, without hitting each other, in fact, I would say all of you guys go on that side, I'll stay on this side. Take your weapons and shoot down here. That way you guys won't hit anybody. Just shoot down there, and when you're moving side to side, try and do your 3-cat spam with it. You guys will notice that it is a lot easier to 3-cat spam when you are staying still. So if you're able to 3-cat spam pretty well when you're moving, that's going to make things a lot better for you. And wow, I'm actually getting frame drops. That's crazy. So again, moving side to side, you can add some jumps to it. That'll be easier for players who are who have 3D touch capabilities. Don't rocket jump, guys. That's cringe. Rocket jumping, bad. Don't do that when you 3-cat spam. But if you want to add some jumps to it, you definitely can. It is easier for people who have, again, 3D touch, but I don't have 3D touch, so I don't tend to jump when I strafe. I just move side to side without jumping. So if you guys are comfortable with that, then what you want to do next is check the size of your buttons. For me personally, wherever you have them laid out. I have my jump button and my shoot button as big as they can possibly go, and I have my joystick as big as it can possibly be as well. That way, whenever I tap my left screen, I play with thumbs, so like my left thumb will be on the joystick, and then I shoot with my right thumb. Jesus, Robo. Oh my god, I'm gonna mute you for now. So, when you're 3-catting, you want to have big buttons. That way, when you go to, like, you tap on your weapon and you go to shoot, if you miss that shoot button, you're not gonna be able to shoot on time. So make sure your buttons are nice and big, or if you're used to having small buttons already, you can do that. Again, 3D touch will help you a lot. Depending on where you have your buttons laid out, it'll be easier or more difficult for you. It really depends on how you play. The next thing I want you guys to focus on is your sensitivity. Again, we talked a little bit about that in the beginning, but I really want you to find one that's comfortable for you. So, guys, all of you, without actually shooting or killing me, I want you all to try and keep your crosshair on me with your melee weapon out or whatever you want to do. Just don't shoot me. Just try and keep track of me with your sensitivity. If you find it to be very, very difficult to do, then I would recommend you change your sensitivity to something that is easier for you to do. Again, I'm just doing random strafes here. I'm trying not to make it too easy for you. I'm trying to do it just how I normally would. Just try and keep track of me with your crosshair. If you're able to do that really well, then you've got a good sensitivity. For aiming practice, no, to get on the topic for aiming practice, I would definitely recommend you guys go on co-op, which is the mode where you kill all the zombies, or you can go on arena, which is the same thing but by yourself. It really depends on if you want the competition or not. That mode can definitely help you practice your aim, and since there are different types of mobs, such as ones that fly, ones that are really small and crawl on the ground, and the ones that are really big, it'll give you a variety of different scenarios where if you only have like a small portion of someone's body visible, like their head, if their head is only visible, that'll help you a lot with like the little heads that crawl on the ground. If you hit them perfectly, then you're going to be able to hit someone's head. Like if you're down here, what I do when I like fight someone, usually I will run out from this tunnel here and I'll try and shoot someone like this, right? I'll shoot, and if I see their little head, I'll try and aim at them. And now I practice doing that in the survival mode or the arena mode, whatever you want to call it, where you just go on forever until you die. I practice there, and the same goes for flying. If someone's jumping with their 3-cat spam, that's where those like flying bats and things will come in handy. If you're used to shooting those things, then you're gonna be able to hit people who are flying in the air easier, like that guy who I just tagged and had armor on. But like you definitely want to go to that arena mode and practice shooting those things. Since they're all different sizes and they're on different elevations, that will help you a lot, especially if you're on a flat map like this one. If you're used to being on a flat map, since you know arenas are usually flat, then you're gonna be able to get used to pools really easily because there's no obstacles in your face, there's nothing that can obstruct your view. It's just plain flat ground, and that's something that you can get used to really, really easily. Now again, I want you guys to try and track me with your crosshair. Now, you guys can go ahead and try and shoot me. Do not shoot each other. You can shoot me and I'll just keep spawning in for you guys. there is something you can do in your settings. So if you guys go over to your settings, you head on over to controls here. If you go to the buttons where it says control setup, click on where your weapons are actually listed at the bottom there. It's a little toolbar similar to, like, you know what Minecraft looks like with the little toolbar at the bottom that has all your weapon categories. Click that and drag the size down. If you drag the size down, it'll make the weapon smaller, but you won't have to move your thumb over as far to get to where it is. You can do that if it helps your overall 3-cat spam. If it helps you to be able to click on your weapons easier, you can definitely for sure do that. That's what I do. I have my 3-cat weapons all as little as they can possibly go. They are as small as they can possibly be. I do that just because my phone is in the 18:9 ratio, unlike most smartphones which are at 16:9. My phone is just a little bit longer than normal, and it is a lot harder to 3-cat spam with, especially when I have a charger in. I'm sure you guys can all relate. When you have chargers in, it just makes it makes it a lot harder to play the game for sure. Alright, good job everybody. Okay, so I want to talk to you guys about different playstyles. What you guys need to know is that there's 3 main ones. There's zero delay, there's purposeful delay, which is what people usually use melee switch for. So there's purposeful delay, melee switch, non-delay, and then there's the middleman playstyle, which is what I used to use. I now use a no delay kind of playstyle, but middleman is when you use something like the Ice King or the poison darts in between 2 weapons that have delay, like the exterminator and the digital sunrise. If you want to use a loadout like that, you use something like the exterminator, or not the exterminator, something like the Ice King or the poison darts in between. That is a middleman loadout. That is the most common form of 3-cat spam that people use. Another form of 3-cat spam that people use, if you guys want to look at me really quick, of course don't kill each other, I'll show you guys what a no delay loadout looks like. So a no delay loadout is something that has no delay no matter what kind of rotation you use. For example, like this, if I wanted to use something like the laser cycler, and apparently I just left the game, hold on, joining back right now. Your laser cycler here doesn't have delay, and it doesn't give delay. So you've got your laser cycler, and then I also use the law enforcer, which is a sniper that has no delay at all. It cancels out all delay, and let me just show you that really quick. With weapons like the reflector and the exterminator, if you wanted to use these 2 together, normally watch, they have delay before they're able to shoot again. So that's what I use something like the law enforcer for. So when I shoot from this over to the law enforcer then shoots and cancels out all delay that would be received by this. So you can usually do a loadout like this. And now if you wanted to switch from this over to your reflector, or not your reflector, your exterminator, you can't because you'll have a delay. And of course, then you can just use it in the opposite direction. So like 1, 2, 3, and then you can shoot it again continuously, and these have delay. This is a delay loadout, but this is also a middleman loadout because the sniper in this case is acting as a middleman instead of the special category. Now, a no delay loadout is what is probably going to be easiest for a lot of you guys, but is also going to be hardest for a lot of you guys because easy for gameplay wise, hard for cost. A no delay loadout is going to be really hard to get. For example, the laser cycler, you actually have to spend real money to get something like the the Halloween mask thing. So like the pumpkin mask is what I'll have on. I'll let you guys see it really quick to see what it looks like. This is the pumpkin mask right here. This mask that I'm using increases all weapon damage by a lot. So I have level 7 mods and the pumpkin mask on my body here so that I can make my laser cycler one shot. And the same goes for the law enforcer here. The law enforcer, you'll see, is a rare weapon that doesn't even 2-shot without armor, but with the modules I have on and the pumpkin mask, it'll one-shot all of you guys. Oh, you have armor on, Toby, but it'll one-shot anyone you have armor on too. It'll one-shot no armor. And so the same goes for the laser cycler. The laser cycler will one-shot anyone with no armor on because of this mask I have. Now this is a 0 delay loadout. Watch, I can cat spam completely. Don't stand in front of me in case I don't want to shoot any of you guys. But I can cat spam really easily with this loadout where you just go over and over again to different weapons and nothing has delay at all. It won't have any delay whatsoever. And if I wanted to add the mage in there, it becomes a 4-cat loadout with no delay. And this is a loadout that I have used before. But the thing is, with this sniper, it's not going to be good for like long distance. There is no scope on it. It is really small, and it isn't that crazy accurate. But for maps like this, you know, it's really good. You can just one-tap literally everybody, and you won't have any delay on your loadout. Now, for middleman playstyles, there's a lot of weapons you can use. I'll just say, you know, the most common one that I've seen in here is this. You know, you've got your Thunderer or Exterminator and your Digital Sunrise. Now, obviously, you can't shoot them together because delay, and you can't do it opposite way either, so you'll have delay as well. But if you use the Ice King or the Poison Darts, in this case, I'll be using the darts because my Ice King's actually out of ammo. Either way, you can shoot with them consecutively with the darts in the middle. So 1, 2, 3, and then back to the darts, back to this. So it'll obviously give you delay if you switch from the, you know, Thunderer over to that. So that's what the middleman will do. Again, that can be it can be all 3 categories, honestly. You can have it with the ritual revolvers even. The ritual revolvers also can work as a middleman, as does the law enforcer, and a few other ones like the splinter also works very similar to it. But for a loadout like this where you'll have delay, you can use something like the ritual revolvers or the dual angers as a middleman weapon. It'll look like this. Okay. So that's your middleman, and again, I showed you that with the law enforcer already. Now there's also melee switch. Melee switch is when you use weapons that all have delay. For example, something like the Thunderer, the Reflector, and the Anti-Champion. You'll see that no matter what you do, any weapon you switch to will have delay. That's what you use your melee weapon to counter. You don't want to use something like the Banhammer that has a sort of fixed delay to it. So I'm going to show you an example with the chainsaw. You can do it like this. I'm not very good at that because I don't do it much, but I know a lot of people who do melee switch. It is something that takes a lot more practice, more than any of the others, and I would say is the most difficult form of 3-cat spam there is. It's a lot harder to aim with that, but it is why I had you guys switch from your melee weapons over to that, just in case any of you guys did want to learn. That's why I did have you guys use the melee, like, you know, switch from your melee over to a different weapon. So that's melee switch, and of course I already showed you no delay, and I showed you the middleman. So those are the 3 kinds of weapons, or those are the main 3 loadouts that are not loadouts. Those are the main 3 playstyles. Now, there's also an extra playstyle that a lot of people do use. It is a mixture of a few. It's a mixture of delay, and it's also a mixture of no delay, and it's also a mixture of middlemen. And so that is when you use something like, we'll say, the Ice King. And if you want to use a weapon such as the following: Succubus, Heavy Sniper, Portalium Rifle, Laser Crossbow, I think that's it. There's a few other ones, so like Laser Crossbow, Portalium, Succubus, and Heavy Sniper. In this case, I'll use the Heavy Sniper. A loadout like this is, you know, normally you think that you would have delay switching from Exterminator over to your Heavy Sniper or anything like that, but there are select few weapons that don't have input delay. So input delay is when a weapon will take delay from a weapon that gives delay, and an output weapon is a weapon that gives delay to a weapon that will take delay. So in this case, this weapon here, the Heavy Sniper, doesn't take delay from any weapons. So you can switch from something like the Thunderer over to it and it won't have delay. but you can't do the reverse because this is an output delay weapon. You cannot shoot from the heavy sniper over to your Thunderbird. It just won't work. So that's when your Ice King will come in, and you could use that after your heavy sniper or Portalion rifle or laser crossbow or something like that. There's a very few weapons that work for it, and then it'll look like this. You know, you can 3-cat spam just like this, where you go from backup to sniper to special. And of course, you can make it even better by using, you know, a 4th weapon. I like to use the Mage, so you can make it a 4-shot loadout as well. It really depends on it. And of course, you can do that with weapons like the Succubus. And here's the Portalion. Looks like the same thing, does the same thing, no delay on the input. And again, with Succubus, it does the same. And this does work equally as well with darts as well. So guys, funny story, I actually lost the remainder of the clips in the audio that I had. I basically went on to tell them, I think, a few ways how to practice. I'm pretty sure I told them to do arena, I told them to do public matches, but I did also tell them about how public matches are currently being filled with players who are, you know, just purposely trying to ruin them, like where people are just going in with like jetpack and heavy and spamming. So I just like told them to do a few things and warned them about a few things when practicing, but unfortunately I did lose the remaining of the 5 minutes of the clip that there was for some reason, so sorry about that. But anyway guys, that is the first episode of 3-Cat School. I'm going to be following up with these guys again in a few days. I don't know, maybe a few days after this video comes out or a few days before, depending on when this video is finished being edited and uploaded. But anyway guys, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like on it and also subscribe. I'd very much appreciate it, and I'm sure these guys would as well. If you guys want to see more content like this in the future, let me know down in the comments, and be sure to join my Discord server, because when I do ping everyone to do like school stuff in the future like this, then maybe if you guys are in my server, if you're one of the first people to DM me, then maybe you can participate. So with that guys, the link to my Discord server is near the top of the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all next time.